Oh, I'm going to have to turn Boog Shambi down immediately as we get in. That's all right. Welcome to Game of the Week. I know I have to turn down Boog Shambi real quick. I'm aware of that. Hang on. Let's get that down to like there. Okay. Now let's give this a good go. Is my door closed? Yes, it is. Just want to make sure nothing's going weird on that end of it. All right. Okay, so welcome to Game of the Week, Part 1. It is Tariq Skubal on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, and he will go against the Boston Red Sox. This is only the third game of the season for the Detroit Tigers. Of course, first of the three-game series here versus Boston. Boston taking the series sweep against the Chicago White Sox. And it will be Pete Crow Armstrong leading things off here for Boston. Difficult go of it so far for PCA, only batting .153 so far this season at 2 for 13. We'll have to wait and see how he deals here against Skubal. Skubal, I think, is going to be on pace to be one of the better pitchers in the American League this season. I'd be willing to put some money on that, that's for sure. Well, lays down the bunt, but it's fouled into the catcher behind. 2-1 the count. Swung on, fouled behind again. Counts 2-2 now. PCA did have the walk-off in Game 2 versus Seattle. That one hit on the ground left side, gloved by Gino Suarez, thrown across the diamond over to Freeman at first, and that'll be the first out. Here's the rest of the order then for Boston. Coming up next is Ketel Marte, batting .357 on the season. Rafael Devers, the DH. He's got 4 RBI on the season. Alex Bregman, Swanson, Berger, Bellinger, Abreu, and Jeffers round out the batting order here for Boston. And so coming up next is Ketel Marte. And that one is going to be hit in the air to what appears to be shallow center field. And under it will be Julio Rodriguez, and that is the second out. Rafael Devers stepping up now, had a heck of a series against that of Chicago. And even then kind of started his beginning of his tirade versus Seattle. Let's see what he can do here. Fastball goes 0-1. And the low sinker.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Ooh, slider outside, gets Devers to swing, 1-2. Inside. That one foul. Pitch number 12 for Skubal here. Has been a quick top half of the inning so far. And count, however, is going to move to full with Alex Bregman on deck. Bregman batting .384. Hit on the ground right side. Gloved by the second baseman, thrown over to first. A hell of a shift being played there for Detroit. And that does retire the side in order. Tommy Edman, Juan Soto, Matt Olson. First 3 due up here for the Detroit Tigers. And so on the mound then for the Red Sox will be Corbin Burnes. Corbin Burnes is had an okay start to the season. I think it's a little bit not what he would like so far. I believe is yet to actually claim his first win of the season, technically. Tommy Edman stepping up. Of course, this is only the third game of the season for Detroit. Edman only batting .200. Double and an RBI on the one hit that he does have. And it's an outside curveball from Burnes. The 1-0, the slider, according to the home plate umpire, is inside. And it's a 2-0 count to start here, as Tommy Edman has watched both of them go past him. He'll check swing on offering number 3. And 2-1 the count. That one's hit pretty well, tracking towards the warning track out in right. And the catch, however, will be made by Cody Bellinger. Some good contact there from Edmond, but just couldn't quite get it to go. Here's the rest of the order for the Detroit Tigers. Juan Soto coming up next, followed by Matt Olson, the designated hitter. Freddie Freeman at cleanup. Gino Suarez batting 5th. Will Smith, the catcher. Julio Rodriguez, the center fielder. Riley Green in left. And Zach McKinstry at short. And as we said, Juan Soto coming up to bat now. Soto, 1 for 4 to begin the season with an extra base hit. Soto last season had quite the struggle at the dish for Detroit. So it'll be interesting to see how he can handle this 3-game series. Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground right side. Ketel Marte grabs it. Outreached left hand. Throws to Berger at first, and that is the second out. Matt Olson stepping up now, looking for his first hit of the season. Corbin Burns has retired the first 2 Red Sox on 6 pitches. Let's see if Olson can trouble the right-hander. First offering cutter on the outside edge, goes 0-1. Check swing.
That's inside.
That one fouled behind 1-2. And it looks like we are on what could be the precipice of a pitcher's duel here, unless Olson can prove otherwise. Well, that one's going to be in the dirt, 2-2 now.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Compared to the 2 games that we had yesterday between both the Blue Jays and the Chicago White Sox, as well as the series opener between the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. Hopefully looking for some runs here today. Of course, we had the highest scoring game in league history, 7-6 victory for the White Sox over the Blue Jays, and what was actually the first win of the season for the White Sox, as that one is going to be fouled behind. So hoping for more of the same today. No guarantees. 3-2. That one, another cutter, that time low, and he's fouled it away. Olson battling. The delivery from Burns, and that's going to be a walk, so Matt Olson makes his way to first, and that'll bring up the cleanup spot, Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman's got some power in that bat. We didn't see it a whole lot last season for Pittsburgh, although potentially, being that this series is still in its early days, could Freddie Freeman get himself a RBI here with a good double? Freddie Freeman 1 for 5 to begin the campaign. His one hit that he does have is also an RBI double. The 0-1, that one's hit well into the outfield, and that's going to be a base hit for Freddie Freeman. 2 for 6 to start the season, and the Detroit Tigers have runners on first and second. So Gino Suarez coming up now. He's actually batting .500, 2 for 4. Home run, a double, and an RBI. That offering outside. And just when we thought that Corbin Burns was going to sit the Tigers down in order, it looks as if they've figured something out here, Detroit. Still early days. I think if Burns can escape the inning with maybe a run or less scored on him, this could still be a salvageable day for the right-handed pitcher. Although a 2-0 count now to Gino Suarez. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think Burns kind of got away with that one there. Gino Suarez, I think, would say the same thing right about now. That one was egregiously low. Two and 1. Foul behind. That puts Corbin Burns at 20 offerings so far this game. Runner still on first and second. Count even 2-2. That one foul. The windup and the pitch from Burns. High cutter. Count moves to full with Will Smith on deck. Smith 1 for 5 so far this season. Count's full for Suarez, but he's going to swing through that one, the low and away cutter, and that will retire the side. So Detroit strand 2 base runners early, and this one is scoreless after 1. And so stepping up now will be Alex Bregman. Bregman batting .384 to start the season, 6 for 14. A pair of doubles and a pair of RBI to go with it. Going into that first game versus Chicago, I believe was looking for his first hit of the season, as the first base umpire is going to say Bregman went around. He was looking for his first hit of the season. And he's on quite a roll these days, so let's see what Bregman can do here. Fastball, high middle, 0-2. Larry Bullard, the home plate umpire. James Kingsley, that's the man at first. That just rung up Bregman on the 0-1. .02 pitch from Skubal. Inside fastball, swung on and missed for strike 3. So Dansby Swanson coming up now. And the sinker goes 0-1. Swanson batting 2 for 12 to begin the campaign. After having done really well in the postseason for Chicago at the plate, and the only couple of opportunities that he did get. So far been a slow start to the season for the shortstop. And foul. Fastball high.
1-2. That's a ball.
And the changeup low.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
So 3-2 now to Swanson, who's battled back. And Swanson will swing at that one. That goes foul. And that one is crushed! Dansby Swanson. Only his 3rd hit of the season. 455 feet out to left. Dansby Swanson, take your jog. What a shot. His first home run of the season. And when we thought about how hard he was struggling at the plate so far to begin the campaign, he battled back from an 0-2 count, and that one just crushed. 455 feet, 114.5 mile an hour off the bat. That is insanity. And so now Jake Berger. So Berger 2 for 9 at the plate this season. He's actually got a double and an RBI. Top of the second, and Boston take the 1-0 advantage. Of course, with how kind of difficult Corbin Burns was looking in that first inning, I can expect Detroit to do some damage in the next couple of innings. Inside fastball swung on and missed. And that will sit down Berger. Cody Bellinger, 0 for 10 to begin the season. Needs a hit here, and that one's going to be popped up immediately. And the catcher, Will Smith, is under it, and that will retire the side. But Dansby Swanson, one of the longest home runs we've seen of the season, 455 feet out to left. And the Red Sox are ahead, heading into the bottom of the second. And now the catcher, Will Smith. Smith 1 for 5. Batting 200, an RBI to his credit. Interesting to see how Corbin Burns will respond in this inning. Of course, the first inning. Of course, defensively, the Red Sox did manage to strand a couple of runners there for Detroit. The complexity of this ballgame could have been absolutely changed had either of those runners scored. And now they'll have to work from behind. That one's going to be foul. Only 90 mile an hour off the bat, 1-2 the count. Here's offering 27 of the game for Burns. And Smith will hit that one to the ground left side. Gloved by Bregman, thrown across the diamond over to first. And that'll be the first out. Julio Rodriguez now, one of the best batting averages in the American League at batting .600. 3 for 5 to begin the season, 2 RBI. Of course, not a qualified hitter yet. He's not yet at 7 at-bats. Middle cutter swung through and missed. That'll be strike one. The 0-1, that time a low middle cutter, foul behind. 0-2 to Rodriguez, and the cutter low and away gets him to swing. And Corbin Burns, that's the second strikeout of the game. Riley Green getting ready to step up now. Green batting .250 on the season. Has a double and an RBI to his name so far in the 4 plate appearances that he has had. Following Green will be Zach McKinstry, the shortstop. Good play there from Bregman at third in the first at-bat versus that of Will Smith. Head of the ground, right side foul. One the count. And inside. Two and one the count to Green. And he's going to sit on that one, 2-2. As Burns, when he pitches more direct, bit difficult. I would expect the bats to get hot if he kept doing that. Inside cutter. Of course, again, McKinstry on deck. He'll either get a chance here or he'll lead off the third inning. Full count offering to Green, that one in the dirt. And Riley Green will jog his way down to first. And so Zach McKinstry will have 2 outs and a runner on. McKinstry 1 for 5 to begin the season. Just a reminder, coming up next, we got a battle atop the National League between the visiting San Diego Padres and the host Miami Marlins. The Padres undefeated so far this season. We'll have to wait and see if that can hold on. The Marlins did look quite impressive against Milwaukee in the 2-game series from the Field of Dreams. 0-2 now to McKinstry.
No ball, 2 strike.
And, of course, San Diego looked impressive last time versus Atlanta in that 2-game series. 0-2 foul. Pitch offering number 40 from Burns. Cutter low, 1-2. He's definitely trying to search around the zone with the cutter. Sometimes they'll swing at it, and when they do, usually a big swing and a miss. That one, I think that's going to get down. Yes, it will. Zach McKinstry will have a hit. And that will, unfortunately, at least for Detroit, that holds Green at second. Good defensive play there from Boston. But Zach McKinstry gets a second hit. And now back over to the top of the order with Tommy Edman. Wouldn't expect the Red Sox manager to panic quite yet. Corbin Burnes is pitching all right. I think the problem is, again, if he throws it in the zone, Detroit's bats, I think, are hot enough to make some decent contact and give it a ride. Tommy Edman, 0 for 1 today. And here's the 1-0. Change up low. Ooh, check swing on the sinker. It's a 3-0 count with Juan Soto on deck. This might be panic territory here. 3-0 to Edman. Well, unwritten rule, you're not supposed to swing at a 3-0 count. Tommy Edman hasn't. 3-1 now. Foul. And the count now moves to full. Burnes has battled back. Runner still on first and second with 2 outs. Here's the offering. That one caught on a line by Bregman at third, and for the second consecutive inning, the Tigers will strand runners on first and second. And Edman not pleased with that one. Wilyer Abreu, Ryan Jeffers, PCA to lead off for the Red Sox. So Wilyer Abreu stepping in. He's 1 for 10 on the season. His one hit that he does have is a double. Following him, Ryan Jeffers batting 4 for 9. 2 RBI. One thing I like about this Red Sox side, that one's going to be hit clean up the middle. Nicely done from Wilyer Abreu. And that'll be a leadoff base hit there. One thing I like about this Red Sox side is that they definitely have the prowess to be able to hit the ball. Only one player on the team still has yet to record a batting average so far this season. That's Cody Bellinger. Of course, even if you got a lineup of guys with batting averages in the 200s, that still means that they're going to be due. You know, Pete Crow Armstrong batting 142, Marte at a 333, Devers 230, Bregman 400, Swanson 230, Berger 200. Bellinger, as we said, 0 for 11. Abreu, that bumps him up to 181, 2 for 11. And then, of course, Jeffers with the 444. Red Sox side, I would say one of the most competent at the plate so far this season, at least in the American League. High and tight fastball, 2-2 to Jeffers. That one hit in the air, tracking towards the pole, and oh, it's going to go foul. Barely foul for Ryan Jeffers. That would have absolutely scored that run from first, no doubt about it. The slider will be inside, PCA on deck, but I want to take another look at that previous play. That's not the one we need. Which one is it? Or are we just not gonna... I guess we're just not gonna get a replay of that. That was damn close to the wall out there and right. 3-2 to Jeffers. That one's foul. Can't believe we're getting dogged of a replay like that. So unfortunate. That one's going to be popped directly in the air. The catcher, Will Smith, under it. And that'll be the first out. So now back over to the top of the order, Pete Crow Armstrong getting ready to step in.
The center fielder, number 10, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Ball one.
1 ball, no strike.
That one's foul. Hit to the ground up the right side, gloved, flipped to short, thrown over to first, and unfortunately for PCA, he'll reach on a fielder's choice. That'll be the second out. So that'll drop the batting average for PCA to a 133. Stepping up now is Ketel Marte. Checks over to first.
He's in there. Ball one.
And the fastball high.
That's a ball.
And the changeup low and inside. 2-0 the
balls,
count.
No strike.
That one hit pretty well, but it's going to go foul. 94 mile an hour off the bat. I think the difference so far in the pitching has been that Tariq Skubal has been, I think, definitely more comfortable with base runners aboard. Whereas Corbin Burns, 2 consecutive innings with allowing 2 or more. And that's worrisome. Marte's going to foul that one, as Soto ran all the way over there. That's worth $500 million, isn't it? 2-2. Swung on and missed, and Ketel Marte goes down swinging. Tariq Skubal is dealing. So after 2.5, Red Sox still ahead 1-0, but Corbin Burns, you'd have to think one of these days is going to crack. I think it might be coming up here shortly. The stepping up now is going to be Juan Soto. Soto nearly had the bases loaded last time after the weak liner from Tommy Edman. Soto 0 for 1 today. 1-0 from Burns. This will be offering 49. And that one foul. Not really hit that well. The 1-1. One's going to bounce off the plate. Look into the bullpen here for the Red Sox. A couple of pitchers warming up. Slayton. 2-1. That one foul as well. Curveball, and wow. Lucky that Soto didn't get a better hold of that one. 2-2 the count. Because that one was hung high middle of the zone. Foul. Well, Burns doesn't have much, I think, confidence in his curveball right now. He hasn't thrown it hardly enough this game. It's either been cutter or changeup. Another curveball, but he's going to get the strikeout there. Just as we thought he wasn't comfortable with it, he's going to prove me wrong. Great curveball on the inside of the plate. Even if Soto were to make contact with that, it wasn't going to be very well. So Matt Olson stepping up. Olson as well looking for his first hit of the season. 1 out, bottom of the third. Here's offering 55 from Burns. Another curveball. I tell you what, it's starting to come into play here, his curve. And the 0-1. That one crushed. Matt Olson, see you later. 456. And this one's a tie game. We thought Dansby's solo out to left at 455 was one of the longest we've seen of the season. That one tops it. And this game is even. First hit of the season for Matt Olson, and what a time to make it happen as well. 115 mile an hour off the bat, 456 feet out to right. Fantastic for Matt Olson of the Detroit Tigers. This game is even, 1 apiece. Freddie Freeman stepping up now. And just as I said, we kind of expected at some point soon that Corbin Burns, somebody was going to find that breakthrough, and that's exactly what happened. So the 1-0. And the high cutter, 1-1.
One strike.
As Freeman wasn't impressed with that one, didn't want to swing. He'll swing at that one. Cutter on the inside of the plate, fouled away. Here's offering number 60 for Burns. Oh, the slider high and tight there. Freeman goes down swinging. And that'll be the second out. So Gino Suarez stepping up now. He's 0 for 1 today, but a dangerous hitter if you give him that opportunity. Well, that one's hit pretty well, tracking over towards the warning track, but it's not going to be hit well enough, unfortunately, for Gino Suarez. That one is going to fall into the glove of Cody Bellinger. But Matt Olson, sorry, Pete Armstrong. Matt Olson gets the Tigers on the board, 1 apiece, heading into the 4th. So Skubal remains on the mound, Rafael Devers stepping up. First offering is low.
1-0.
And that's going to be a base hit for Rafael Devers. That one's going to get through. And so that'll put a runner on first here with nobody out. Well, a good way to lead off there for Devers, and Alex Bregman stepping up. Bregman batting .400 on the season, runner on first, nobody out. Here's offering number 50 of the game for Skubal, and it's an inside fastball for ball 1. The 1-0, change up inside. That one popped into the air, foul. Doesn't look like anybody's going to get over to it. Hit to the ground, left side, gloved by Suarez, flipped to second, over to first. Oh, but I think he's going to be away from the bag. No, the double play did happen. Just want to have a quick look at that when we can. I believe grounded to Suarez, thrown to second. Edman thrown over to first, and he actually did pull Freeman off the bag, but Freeman was able to make the tag. Now that would have been a hell of an arm injury in real life with that collision. That brings up Dansby Swanson. First offering 0-1. Good double play ball there from Detroit. Foul. Remember, Swanson had that home run earlier in the game, 1 for 1.
No, that's
Fastball low. That one's in the dirt. And similar to the first time around, Swanson appears to be battling back from an 0-2 count. That one, however, is going to be popped into the air, and Gino Suarez should be able to take care of that one with ease. So that will retire the side. Next two up for The Tigers, Will Smith, Julio Rodriguez, Riley Green. Corbin Burns will remain on the mound. Will Smith 1 for 6 to start the season. He's 0 for 1 today. The 0-1 to Smith. Turns 1-1 with the high cutter.
1-1.
That one is crushed if it stays fair. Smith hoping, and yes it does. 416 feet out to left. Will Smith puts the Tigers ahead. Third home run we've seen this game. Second solo shot for the Tigers. And it's a 2-1 ball game. And that one only just managed to stay fair, as it just trickles past the foul pole. And this looks like it'll be the end of the day for Corbin Burns. Only 2 homers allowed. But now with Martin Perez stepping up.
Number 55, Martin Perez.
Burns had a good game, but again, he stranded a lot of base runner, and eventually that second home run hit. Just can't be giving up homers in this situation of the game. You just can't be doing it. Not a bad day from Burns. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be getting the win here. 0-1.
That's the ball.
1-1 to Rodriguez. Foul. 1-2 to Rodriguez. That one low. 2-2 now. And Rodriguez, that one's going to get down. That makes Julio Rodriguez 4 for 7 to start the season, and he's going to get into second. What a job so far this season for Julio Rodriguez. He is doing everything that's been asked of him. Now over to Riley Green.
1 ball, no strike.
Green was walked in the second inning in his only plate appearance so far. Runner on second, nobody out.
Hey.
1-1.
Ball, inside.
Sinker inside. Oh, sinker low, swung on and missed. What in the hell?
Okay.
Sorry, I've opened Instagram and the first thing I see is put on by John Boy Media. Some woman at a Brewers game has brought a stuffed emu to the ballpark, and that's going to be a walk issued to Riley Green. Baseball just might be the best sport ever to be invented. Zach McKinstry stepping up now. Runners on first and second with nobody out, and McKinstry 1 for 1 today.
Ball.
And the sinker inside.
1-0.
That one hit in the air over towards right. Bellinger at the track. He'll make the grab. And that unfortunately does. No, it won't hold the runner at second. Rodriguez makes his way over to third. Runner's now at the corners. So productive out there for Zach McKinstry, as that brings up Tommy Edman.
Runner, yes, yes.
Taking off for second, and Edman's going to foul that one away. The run was, as I said, taking off for second there. That surely would have been a stolen base, and it's 0-2 to Edman. That one hit pretty well in the air, out towards deep left center. Back at the wall, Tommy Edman, touch 'em all. It's a 3-run shot for Tommy Edman. And the Tigers take a huge advantage in this one. Just as we were talking about Edman's struggles at the plate, remember he stranded the Tigers with bases loaded earlier on. And here he goes doing that. Fantastic shot out to left. 429 feet, 106 mile an hour off the bat. And this is a 5-1 ball game with Juan Soto at the dish. Hit in the air, over towards right. Back at the wall. Bellinger jumps. Catch. What a grab for Cody Bellinger. Made it look easy as well, I have to say that. Home run robbery from Bellinger nearly goes back to back. It's now over to Matt Olson.
Nope.
Sinker inside, 1-0. And the sinker 1-1. Foul left side. Inside changeup fouled into the catcher. Oh, inside. That's going to back him off the plate. 2-2. Foul. That one foul as well. And into the glove of Jake Berger at first, and that will retire the side. However, big fourth inning for the Detroit Tigers. It's a 5-1 ball game. And Jake Berger is the man at the dish. Tell you what, it's not often that we see a team, at least in these first two series of the season. Red Sox, obviously, they split the series one game apiece with the Mariners. Series 1, they swept the White Sox. And it looks like here they'll go down in Game 1 versus Detroit. That one back at the warning track. And Juan Soto is going to make the grab. And so now it's over to Cody Bellinger. 0 for 11 to begin the season. Can he get his first hit of the campaign? That'll be a fastball outside. That one hit in the air over towards deep right center. Julio Rodriguez at the warning track makes the catch. And the drought continues for Cody Bellinger. It's over now to Wilyer Abreu. Red Sox down to their final out. Tariq Skubal has had a hell of a game. Let's see what he can do here.
Ball, outside.
What a game this has been for the Detroit Tigers.
No, that's
Again,
a ball.
trying to make themselves really stand out here in the American League. 2-1. Fastball 2-2. And the Red Sox down to their last strike. Foul. Outside, and the count moves to full. With Ryan Jeffers on deck. Jeffers batting .400 this season, but Tariq Skubal will walk Wilyer Abreu. It's only the first walk of the game allowed for Skubal. What a game he's had. As we've said, it's now Ryan Jeffers. That one hit in the air, but it will go foul. The 0-1. Swung on and missed 0-2. And the fastball inside, 1-2. Once again, the Red Sox down to their last strike. And Skubal can't quite put it away yet. Can he do it here? Detroit Tigers to go 3-0 this season. If they are able... I'm running out of ways to get a cliffhanger before this final pitch. I'm sorry. Here we go. Tariq Skubal to put the game to bed. He's going to allow another walk. Runners now on first and second with Pete Crow Armstrong stepping up here. Well, for what it's worth, though, Pete Crow Armstrong batting .133 this season. He's 0 for 2 today, 2 for 15 across the first 5 games of the season for the Red Sox. That one foul, 0-1. That one foul, 0-2. And let's attempt the cliffhanger again. Skubal to put the game away. And 3-0 for Detroit to start the season. That one is popped into shallow left. And that one's going to get down for a base hit. It could even score a run, and it will. Pete Crow Armstrong makes this a 5-2 ball game, and that looks like it's going to be the end of it here for Skubal. Third RBI of the season for Pete Crow Armstrong. It's now over to Cade Smith on the mound. Ketel Marte stepping up. And for some reason, this game isn't over yet. By the way, tying run at the plate. Splitter low and away. Slightly disbelief the left fielder couldn't have got over to that one in time. Inside fastball 2-0. Up to bat next. Rafael Devers, if we get there. Hit on the ground, left side. Oh! Has difficulty getting it into the glove, but that will still be the game. Wow, nearly something incredible there at the end to load the bases. With Detroit, well, tell you what, slightly closer than they would have liked. But a great game for Detroit, and this one's going to end 5-2 in favor of the Tigers.
And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the San Diego Padres taking on the Miami Marlins. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about ready to go. And starting this one, Chris Sale. What do you look for here?
Well, Sale's a strikeout pitcher, and the thing about it is he'll throw strikes early, but then start teasing the zones, and that's what the great ones do. You got to make sure you elevate him, get him out over the plate. That's the only way you're going to have a chance.
Davison De Los Santos getting loose there. He's now in the game at first. Also into the ball game, Nolan Jones. He takes over in right. Okay, all set to go. Now it's the second baseman, Ha-Sung Kim. The changeup missing, and we're off and rolling in Miami.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
Ball two. 2 balls, no strikes.
And that one fouled off. Next one misses. 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Line drive. Makes the catch for the out. As we take a look at the Padres lineup. And Chris, a great matchup in this one. An ace caliber arm in the hill against a deep lineup.
You said it, Boog, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out. The kind of talent they'll be facing, these hitters have a tough task ahead of them. Should be really fun to watch, though.
And now here's the big center fielder, Luis Robert. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
That's a really good take right there. Slider down and in. Very difficult to get on the same plane and do anything with.
At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. 1 out, base is empty. The 1-1 is fouled off. Sale ready. And that one almost got him. Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Outside low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. Gassed it right by Next for the Padres, Gunnar Henderson. And that clips the inside corner. And the pitch is outside, ball one. Swing and a foul straight back. Sale delivers.
2 balls.
2 out,
strikes.
space is empty. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. And that's outside. The 3-2 is outside, and it's ball 4. And that's how they get their first base runner of the game.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
Nathaniel Lowe up to hit. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. And makes the grab. And that is that. One left for San Diego. Now the Marlins will see what they can do. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here with my pal Singy. Today's starting pitcher, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming on the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Ellie De La Cruz. That one finds the zone, and that's strike one.
So here's a fun note on Ellie. He became the youngest player in high A ball to homer from both sides of the plate in the same game, and it gets better. He did it again 2 games later. Those are the type of games that tend to get you promoted in the minors.
Swings through that one for strike 2. That's down and in.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
That one to first. And he takes it himself for the out. And time now for the Marlins lineup. And it's clear the most important job they have today is getting to the starting pitcher early and often.
No doubt about that. That's the best way to disrupt a game. But can they do it? Certainly something for us to pay attention to in this one, partner.
Brian Reynolds here. First pitch misses. Just missed.
2 balls, no strikes.
That one ripped. In one hops off the wall, should be extra bases. Now he launches a throw over his head. Doesn't get too far away, so no one moves up.
But when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
And now it's Manny Machado. And there's a breaking ball that drops in there. Strike 2.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Reynolds over at second, 1 down. Foul ball, still 0-2. At the belt and fires. Waves at the bender for the strikeout.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
And Kyle Schwarber will come up. Breaking ball misses down and away. Runner at second, 2 down. And another ball.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you, so make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
Man on second, 2 down. And a foul ball makes the count 2-1.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Man at second. In the dirt. And an excellent job keeping it right there. Two outs and one in scoring position. So now 2 on and 2 outs.
His ability to draw walks has been something that's been part of his career since day one.
First and second, 2 outs. Jazz Chisholm Jr. the next up for the Marlins. Yeah, that's fouled off. And that one lifted in the air center field. That is the inning. Marlins strand a pair, scoreless after 1. Back here in Miami, and the batter now, Sean Murphy.
The catcher, Sean Murphy.
That one ripped, but foul. Murphy, a former Gold Glove winner, 30 years old now, and they traded for him earlier this year. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Stood absolutely no chance on that slider right there, and I don't mean to laugh, but that's a tough one. I mean, pretty much a perfect strikeout pitch. I mean, it looks like a fastball middle in, kind of has cutter action, and it just bunches you up to where you can't get your hands through and the barrel to it, and not much you can do unless you recognize the spin early and you spit on it.
Royce Lewis in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Next offering is in for a strike.
It's a good changeup to hit up in the zone. I don't think he recognized it. I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
No score here in the second. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
The right fielder,
Jackson Chourio, the next up for the Padres. And first offering is fouled off. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And that extends the inning. Wyatt Langford, the next up for the Padres. Fastball for a strike. Two outs. That catches the corner.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Struck him out looking. Padres leave one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back here at Lone Depot Park. Bottom half of inning number 2. Here's the second baseman, Gleyber Torres. And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Henderson throws across the diamond, and a quick out, number 1.
Batting 7, the first baseman, Davison.
And here's the first baseman, Davison de los Santos. Came into the game on defense, so his first trip to the plate here. And that is in there for a strike. I believe that's the
0-1's
split.
the count.
That one fouled off. And a swing and a miss. That's out number 2.
That was a nice sequence for the quick strikeout. Change speeds with each pitch, splitter, fastball, splitter, and that leaves you kind of shaking your head as a hitter heading back to the dugout. Sometimes all you can do is tip your cap, because unless you're guessing one of those, you're stuck in the middle, and it becomes very tough to put a good swing on the ball, let alone make contact.
Wilson Contreras now up to the plate. Pitch
Ball.
misses,
That's inside.
and that's ball 1. And a foul ball. Next offering
that's too high.
upstairs. And that one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him. Nothing doing for the Marlins. We'll move to the third with no score. And we're back. Here's Nolan Arenado.
The designated hitter, Nolan Arenado.
Sale back to work. That one hammered but pulled foul. The 0-1. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Whips it to first. And they get Arenado for the out.
Well, I'm impressed with this guy's internal block. He knew he had plenty of time to take that extra step, secure his grip on the baseball, and make a strong, accurate throw.
Up now, the Padre leadoff man, Ha-Sung Kim. That one finds the corner. 0-1. Top of the third, no score. Next pitch is outside. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
2 strikes.
Next one in the dirt. And that's downstairs and outside. In there, got him looking, and that one split the plate.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
And that one is lifted in the air. Jones on his way over. Drops into the glove. And that'll do it. Offense held in check there. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. No score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Set for the bottom of the 3rd. Now here's Nolan Jones. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Fought off foul. Swings and misses at 1 down below the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. That one just misses the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
Evidently not too impressed with that call, and it feels like he got squeezed on the outside corner, so he's making his case. You got to be careful to pick your spots in terms of showing your frustration with the umpire, and he felt this was his time.
In the air, left field. Langford turns to the right on the move. Makes the catch, and there's 1 down.
That's shortstop,
Ellie De La Cruz, the next up for the Marlins. He's 0 for 1. That's in for a strike.
That split is a pretty nasty pitch. Explodes out of the hand, looks like a fastball, and the bottom just falls out of it.
Next offering is downstairs.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3. It's a strikeout for Yamamoto.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Brian Reynolds, the next up for the Marlins. And there's a foul ball. Now the 0-1. And that misses off the outside edge. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. And back here in Miami, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Gunnar Henderson. That's in there. It's 0-1. Action in the pen down there. Jeremiah Estrada, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Not even close there. And the count even 1-1. The shortstop takes the ball. Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile. And that is strike 2. Just off the inside edge. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. High fly ball out towards left field. Way back there. Long gone. An absolute smash to left. It's 1-0.
Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. That does it for Chris Sale as the lefty makes way, and it wasn't his best start, but he kept them in it to this point, and will come back with a new arm. New pitcher on here, Anthony Bender.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
In the air, right side. Jones has a beat on it, nabs it, and there's one away.
Up next to the Padres.
So here's Murphy now. He's 0 for 1. Bottom of the zone and a called strike. There's the strike.
Well, they didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. In an 0-2 count, you feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving his hand, by the time you realized it wasn't going to be in the zone, it's too late to hold up your swing. Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
Now it's the right fielder, Jackson Chourio. On the ground. Makes the sliding stop. And that's a great play for the out. The Padres get 1 in the inning with a solo blast. It's now ready to go, bottom 4. Here's Machado.
A lot of times you're looking for a guy to get that tying run on base, but because of the power, you want him to tie up the game with one swing here.
Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. And that one misses up and in. 1-1. Activity in the bullpen for San Diego. Robert Suarez, the closer, getting cranked up for a possible save opportunity. Looking to get the tying run on base. Breaking ball through there for a strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Oh, he doesn't get the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, he didn't get the call on the mound the pitch before. Felt like he should have had him looking, I think. But, that's good composure right there. He found a way to come back with another good pitch to get him to swing and miss.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. He reached on a walk his first time. And that's downstairs. Ball 1.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
Going to count 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Making 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already, so this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Gets the slider in there for a strike. Late swing, foul to the left.
Ball.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Way inside. Two outs. This one driven deep, way back there, and it's gone. We are tied. A gigantic blast. And we are starting over. It's 1-1.
That's just hitting you cannot teach. Incredible. Split finger away. Somehow he got there, hooked it, and got enough barrel to hit that ball out of the ballpark. That's a very impressive swing.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. And up next for Miami, Gleyber Torres. Swings through that one out in front that time.
Oh, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Way out front for strike 2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And takes low for ball 1. Swing and a ground ball. Zips it across, and that will end the inning. Miami draws even on the solo shot. All even now at 1-1. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back now as it'll be a pinch hitter to lead off. Jackson Merrill. He represents the go-ahead run. Tap foul at the plate. And fouled off. Spoils a two-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Swing and a ball popped in the air. Makes the grab, one away. Here's Nolan Arenado. Grounded out his first time. Way inside, gets out of the way. Swing, and he popped it up. And it's caught for the out. Ha-Sung Kim, the next up for the Padres. 0 for 2 in this one. That one's in there. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
A swing and a miss as he chases way out of the zone. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout. Nothing across here this half. Home half of the fifth coming up. All tied 1-1. Back now to start the bottom of the fifth, and taking over on the mound, Griffin Jacks. Davison De Los Santos getting ready to hit.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Swings through that one for strike one.
Well, a come and get me fastball right there. He didn't look ready for the velocity. I think it'd be a mistake to throw him anything off speed right here.
Fly ball down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball. And the 0-2. And there's the ball.
Off the plate.
On the ground, right side. Low steps on the bag, and that's the first out in the bottom of the fifth.
Now batting, catcher Wilson Contreras.
Here comes Wilson Contreras. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Ripped to third and caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
And now the right fielder, Nolan Jones. Flied to left his first time. Jacks, 30 years old now, and he was a third-round pick back in 2016. Outside with a breaking ball. That one in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Upstairs. Ellie De La Cruz in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Trying to send this to extra innings. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
He was a little out front, but did a good job keeping the hands back long enough to foul that pitch off.
That's a walk. Went with another changeup but missed the spot.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
De La Cruz in the box now. Takes strike one. Jones, the runner at first with 2 gone. The shortstop takes the ball.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
That one way inside. Two outs. Runner takes off. Pitch in for a strike. Throw to second. Out there. And that ends the inning.
Well, trying to get into scoring position, but a great catch and throw to end the inning. That's the way to pick up the pitcher.
Welcome back. And here comes the closer, Jeremiah Estrada. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Luis Robert now. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And that one fouled off. In there. And so now 1-2.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
Hard ground ball for a base knock. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. So they hold the runner at third, wanting to play it safe. Think that comes back to bite them?
Boy, it's hard to say. That runner on second to start extras is critical. You want to make sure you don't waste him. If they don't score this inning, there'll be some second guessing for sure.
Big spot, and up steps Gunnar Henderson. He's already homered here in this one. First pitch misses. And another ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Here's a 2-0. Right through there for a strike.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
See the velocity, 97 with that fastball. Inside, and a full count now.
So here we go. Base runner at first, could be running on the pitch. He's got good enough speed to steal the bag to get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
And a 3-2. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Over to Torres. But no throw to first as he'll hold on to it. Here's Nathaniel Lowe.
Now they're playing with the lead, and they still have a chance to add on to it. You have to stay aggressive in these at-bats.
Estrada over to first, and he's back in on a dive. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. Signs of activity in the pen for the Marlins. Declan Cronin preparing to come on if needed. Tinoco getting loose as well. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Just off the inside edge.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Gets under it and pops it up. He's got it. And there are 2 outs.
Now batting, catcher Sean Murphy.
Here's Sean Murphy, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And that's in for a strike. 0-1.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. And that drops foul. Two outs. And now 1 and 2. Swings and misses. Slider got him for strike 3. A run, a hit, and a man left. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Padres 2 and the Marlins 1. We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Robert Suarez. Runner in scoring position, no outs. And at the plate for Miami, Ellie De La Cruz. Third baseman playing on the edge of the grass looking for the sac bunt. That one at triple digits.
In today's game, outs are valuable, so guys aren't just willing to give themselves up to advance a runner. They're trying to drive him in as well in the process. So I don't expect him to shorten up and just try to hit behind the runner here.
Glove side, but it gets through. And now runners at the corners, nobody out. So they hold the runner at third, wanting to play it safe. Think that comes back to bite him?
Boy, it's hard to say. That runner on second to start extras is critical, and you want to make sure you don't waste him. If they don't score this inning, there'll be some second guessing for sure.
And now a high leverage at bat for Brian Reynolds. Line drive to short and caught.
Nice swing and good solid contact. That ball was smoked, but needed a little more lift to get into the outfield gap. Maybe a little more backspin.
Manny Machado to the dish for a pivotal at bat. And Manny gets a piece.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Slapped hard the other way, but foul. Fastball is outside.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Battling here as he fouls it away. That one missed.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
A 1-run lead, and the home team trying to pull it out. That one misses, and it counts full.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Two on, one out. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now only 1 out remaining.
I see it more commonly in the sport these days, but man, a triple-digit fastball blown right by someone is still pretty awesome to witness. I mean, you got to be geared up and ready to swing it when a guy like this comes out of the bullpen, because
swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Padres strand the go-ahead run to hold on for the win.
Sometimes it takes just getting away from home. Players can sort of come together, connect a little bit more than they do when they're at home with their families, and that can breed to success on the field, as we saw in this game today. Excellent win by this team.